Kentucky has a housing crisis like the rest of the nation, but the state needs more than 200,000 more housing units, and that number is expected to increase in the coming years. We talked about housing last Monday night on Kentucky Tonight. In addition to the housing shortage, some Kentuckians have trouble renting an apartment or home, and there's legislation in the works to help fix that.
Oftentimes when we think about housing, we think about people who own, but I want to talk about our renters for just a moment. I mean, we have folks who are being kept away from housing due to evictions and such, and I know that Rep. Whitten and several others are working on, and we did some things like that on the Democrat side too, about expungement, and that's a really important thing. But when we also
explain this to our audience so they understand, why is expungement important?
Expungement is important in a lot of ways, but there's segments of the population who, if you get an eviction on your record and you go to apply for another housing unit or such, a lot of landlords won't take you if you have that eviction. But if that eviction happened, let's just say you were a child and you happen to be on a lease. Well, we say that shouldn't impact your ability to get housing when you are now an adult. Or if you've worked out, if the case was dismissed, for lack of better words, that shouldn't still be on your record. That eviction should be expunged and you should be able to get that housing. Why is it so important for Kentuckians to have secure housing? Because if you have a secure house, you have a secure future.
When we're talking so much of the solutions, and rightly so, we're focusing on the supply side. We don't have enough housing units. But there are other things, and to Josh's point, when we are unfairly, preventing people from renting just because they had a prior, eviction, even though they were paid up, they don't owe any money, then that's unfair, and that prevents them from getting a home. And so I'm excited about pushing that bill this year. I think we're going to get it heard in judiciary in the next month or two in the interim. So hopefully it will get teed up, and that can be an early win for the housing task force.
You can see more of our hour-long conversation about Kentucky's housing crisis online on demand at ket.org/KY Tonight.